These birds are out in the wide open here, guys. Like, there's absolutely no possible way for me to get to them. The only thing I can hope for is that maybe those hens come back up this way to roost. It's still fairly early right now, as far as roosting time goes anyway. Struck out on that road. You can tell I'm burning my blood. I got to within maybe 40 or 50 yards. That gobbler actually ran a jake into the woods right on top of me. He was 15 yards. Get my sweatshirt off. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to go down this tree road here in the middle of the farm. I'm pretty sure I know where those turkeys are heading. Go around and get in front of them. Like I say, I had them figured out a while ago. I just didn't get there quick enough. They just barely beat me to the punch. Now, if I wasn't trying to film this, that gobbler would have already been dead. I could have killed him at 40 yards. But I was standing up in that thicket with my camera down to my side. There wasn't any way to film it. It happened real quick. He ran a jake up into the woods and they followed him in there. I'm gonna check this field, make sure it's clear. And then I'm gonna go down here and get back to the front of the farm. See if I can't cut these turkeys off. Got a couple hens with him. I follow these jakes in here. You can tell there's a blind actually in between us. Beautiful gobbler. I'll try to get up here to this field edge and get set up. See what I can do. stalk, man. I'll ease up here and get him. Well guys, what a hunt this has been. Wanted to get him in here out of the sun. It's so hot out there, it's where you can see him good. But what a beautiful bird. And just unique in the fact that his beard, you know, rotted almost all the way off. I'm going to say there's maybe 3 to 4 inches of it left at most, and it's, you know, it's big around. I'll try to get a shot of that for y'all here in a minute. But big hooks on him. But it's this is just one of those, you know, it's rare that you kind of have a history with a turkey so much as like I do with the deer a lot of times. But I've watched this bird quite a bit, and he's had unique traits. And what I mean by that is he usually has been following the flock around. You'll see some footage of him where he's just following the flock around. He's been following a long-eared and a group of hens around all season. But he just kind of stays behind the group. He's very docile. I think he's just an old bird that is kind of going downhill. So couldn't be any more proud to have him. You know, this again is not a hunt like you're going to see where you just go out there and sit in a blind and call and the gobblers come running in there strutting and gobbling and you shoot them at 15 yards. It just don't always work that way. And I have had to work my tail off to get this bird. And I've moved on them at least 5 or 6 different times, and it is hot out here. Okay, I mean, I am worn out. Had to shed some clothes earlier and keep on going, and I finally got him in behind this old stone wall that y'all see in the video. And I saw his head up over that stone wall, and I knew they were moving down the wall. What I didn't know for sure was what direction. So I got up there and got to this little gap in the wall, and I was hoping that he would come to that gap. After I'd waited 15-20 minutes, I was starting to worry that they had passed me and got on by me. And just before I kind of was ready to make a move and try to get back around to spot him again, I saw the hen coming, and then I knew that he was probably behind her, and sure enough he was. So today it was just it was a patience game, and also just kind of making sure I was a step ahead of them. I actually was able to get on them 3 different times, but it just didn't work out. Twice they were out of range, and one time they caught me off guard and actually ran in on me real tight, and I was up in a thicket. I didn't have my camera ready where I could be rolling with the camera, so I opted to pass him up. It was actually the long beard at that point in time that had run up in the woods with me. But you know, it all worked out. I couldn't be any more happy to have this bird. It's the first bird I've ever taken with a 20 gauge. Got my daughter's little 20 gauge over and under with me today, and it's just been a great little gun. I love to rabbit hunt with it, and she dove hunts with it, does very good. And she took a turkey with it on juvenile morning, and she took that turkey right at 40 yards. So I knew then it was at least a 40-yard gun. I was able to get this bird right here. He was right at 35 yards, and you know, with this modern ammunition we have, I'm shooting number 9 shot TSS, hand loaded. A friend of mine loaded these for me, and it has been bad medicine on these turkeys. So I don't have to carry that big heavy 12 gauge around with me all the time anymore to have a good long effective range with shotguns. So we're gonna go ahead and get him out of here, get him cleaned up. I'm really looking forward to getting home and getting these old hot clothes off and cooling off for a little while. So hey, appreciate you guys tuning in. Thank you so much for following with us on these adventures all the time. You know, this is just the life we live, and I love that you guys get to follow along with us. So thanks for tuning in. We're going to head on over to the studio. We'll be right back here in just a minute with some more Southern Woods and Waters.